an orphan is brought home to a Yorkshire house. He grows ferociously close to Catherine Earnshaw. He is humiliated, pushed down the social ladder, loses her to a richer man, returns with money, and then spends years ruining two families. A lot has been said about Wuthering Heights. Is it truly a great romance? Emily Bronte's novel endures not because of pure love, but because it offers something more daring. It reveals how obsession can sound like destiny, how class wounds shape desire, and how humiliation can turn love into possession instead of connection. When it was published in 1847 under the name Ellis Bell, early readers found it too wild and harsh. Their discomfort says a lot. Brontë created something vivid that did not fit polite standards. A good place to start is Catherine's confession to Nellie, since that scene holds both the attraction and the criticism. Most readers remember, "I am Heathcliff." That makes sense. It's one of the novel's most striking lines. But right next to it is another. "It would degrade me to marry Heathcliff now." These two statements go hand in hand. One means, "You are part of me." The other means, "You are below my status." It's hard to find a clearer example of divided feelings. The main relationship in the novel is not just about devotion. It's a mix of closeness and shame. Catherine doesn't simply love Heathcliff. She feels he is part of her. Yet she also wants the safety, comfort, and status that Edgar Linton brings. This isn't just hypocrisy. It's a real conflict. She wants to rise in society without losing herself. She wants both the Grange and the moor, refinement and wildness, respectability and freedom. Brontë never suggests these desires can work together. They can't, and that's where Catherine's downfall begins. Heathcliff's role is just as important. The British Library describes him as both an outsider and an insider. He starts as a starving orphan and becomes a harsh landlord in a world ruled by revenge rather than law. This is key. He is not just passionate, but also hurt by the system. He comes into the house with no name, no family, and no protection. The family teaches him about power by using it against him. His first lesson is abuse. His second is class contempt. This doesn't make him innocent. It just makes his actions easier to understand. In a world where toughness is mistaken for honesty, Heathcliff can sometimes seem like the only one who sees through social lies. I get why that's appealing. When I look for clear thinking, I often find a harsher version, a kind of confidence that confuses domination with truth. Heathcliff lives in that world. He turns his real pain into a way of living. When Catherine marries Edgar, he doesn't just mourn. He responds by hurting others in return. At this point, the novel shifts from a dramatic love story to something more pointed. Heathcliff's revenge isn't just wild anger, it's calculated. He takes advantage of Hindley's weakness, mistreats Hareton as he was mistreated, marries Isabella for his own reasons, manipulates the next generation, and uses marriage, inheritance, and control as weapons. Part of the book's impact comes from how cold this all feels. Love doesn't vanish, it turns into control. Even so, the novel is hard to resist. That's something we need to face. If Brontë only wanted to criticize obsession, the story would be simpler and less powerful. Instead, she makes Catherine and Heathcliff feel real, strange, and intense. Their words aren't playful, they're deep and almost elemental. Catherine says her love for Heathcliff is like the eternal rocks beneath. This makes everyday life seem small in comparison. Edgar is decent, but not enough. The Grange seems proper, but feels empty. Brontë knows how to make destructive love seem like a revelation, and then shows what it destroys. This, to me, is the novel's reveal. The story does not just place passion against restraint. It asks, what happens when recognition loses respect for boundaries? Catherine and Heathcliff are often seen as the perfect union, but union is not always intimacy. Sometimes it is appetite. Sometimes you are part of me is just a poetic way to say you cannot remain other. It can help to consider the concept of coercive control, as long as we're careful. Wuthering Heights shouldn't be turned into a checklist, and literature isn't just about diagnosis. Still, the pattern is clear. NHS guidance says controlling behavior includes making someone subordinate, dependent, isolated, intimidated, humiliated, and controlling their daily life. After Heathcliff's grief turns outward, he does all these things. He traps, corners, coerces, and degrades, using children and property as tools. The novel is old, but this pattern is still familiar. This also explains why Brontë offers such a strong contrast. The tenant of Wildfell Hall deals with alcoholism, abuse, violence, and women's lack of property in a direct moral way that Emily avoids. Anne points out the harm and gives a clear ethical answer. Emily is less stable. She lets the harm speak for itself, making readers wonder if they're seeing love or something darker. Even critic Stevie Davies notes that Charlotte tried to soften Anne's brutal candor and Emily's amorality by making her sisters seem innocent and naive. That reminds us not to water down what's on the page. But the novel doesn't stop there. The answer comes late, and that matters. The real solution isn't Edgar or polite manners. It's the next generation. Cathy and Hareton also face resentment, ignorance, and humiliation. But while Catherine and Heathcliff wanted to be the same and completely understood each other, Cathy and Hareton chose to learn, be patient, and compromise. She teaches him, and he becomes gentler but stays strong. Their love is about growing together, not losing themselves. This is more important than it might seem. The novel's moral core isn't stated outright. It's woven into the story. Brontë shows us the obsession, then the healing. She lets obsession take over the book, but quietly adds renewal at the end, almost as if to see if we catch it. Many remember the passion, but Brontë also wants us to notice the rebuilding. So, I don't think Wuthering Heights wants us to admire a great love in a simple way. It shows the appeal of total attachment, but also reveals the high cost. The novel understands why people are drawn to the idea of being completely known or possessed. It also shows what happens when humiliation shapes who you are, when love turns into revenge, and when hurt people start to see domination as destiny. What's remarkable is that the book doesn't judge us for being attracted to these things. It understands the appeal from within. That's why it still feels risky, not because it's unclear, but because it knows exactly what it's doing. Love might start with recognition, but Brontë keeps asking, without an answer to be found, what happens to us when that recognition turns into sensual trauma?